we're taking a look at a few panels, a couple more panels, to do a little bit more in-depth discussion. And they really are great panels. The first one we're going to discuss is in book 3, and it's huge. It's 2 pages folded out, and it is the beginning of the battle between our friend Griffith and our friend Guts. I think that there's a lot here. I don't think it's an accident of the artists. I think there's a tremendous amount of symbolism here. And you're probably looking at it now with us. So we can take a look at Guts. He's on the side of the light. His sword is poised, ready to go. There's a huge castle behind him. And let's take a look at Griffith. His sword is down. He's more in the shadow of the tree. There's a citadel behind him, it looks like, and almost looks like a small village or camp of some people, which to me is representative of where he has come from, whereas the castle would be where Griffith wants to go. But there's a conflict between these two. And the way I see it is that Griffith is in the weaker position, much weaker. And I'm not talking about his ability to fight Guts. We know he cannot defeat Guts. He knows he can't defeat Guts. He's just hoping to fend off the first blow. That's how small his dream has gotten, because he's left the path. Now, Guts, in fairness to him, I don't think has any desire to rule in that castle. He's made the discovery that his purpose in life, though he doesn't know specifically precisely what it is, he knows he's not on that path with Griffith. Griffith had the big vision, the big dream, and he's lost it because he took his eyes off the prize. And that's not a smart thing to do. There's a great verse in the Old Testament that talks about an analogy of a farmer. When he's going to lay that first plowed furrow, he hitches up his oxen or his mules or his horses or whatever it is, and he plants a flag some 100, 200, 300 yards away. And it says in the scripture, it says, the farmer who takes his eye off the flag isn't worthy. And it's because he's going to veer off to the left or the right. But he can lay a perfectly straight furrow if he keeps his eye on the flag, or if you will, his eye on the prize. Our friend Griffith has lost it. His eye is on Guts. And that's not where it should be. Guts is no victory. Guts is no prize to attain, not compared to the vision that our friend Griffith has. And so he's doomed even before he tries to parry the first blow of Guts. And it's a sad thing because, well, for lack of vision, Griffith could perish.
My personal take just on that specific manga panel is that Griffith has his eye on Guts, and in the background is the castle.
Yes.
It's like Griffith has both Guts and his dream in his line of view. And instead he's focusing his direction on Guts,
yes,
and he's kind of ignoring the castle in the background, which is like symbolic of his dream. Yes. Where it's like he's put that on the back burner, and now his sole focus is Guts.
And that's why he's off course.
Yeah.
That's why ultimately he's going to end up in a dungeon tortured for a year.
Now, going into that, talking about that manga panel, if you want to pick that up.
I will.
What brought us back to that first panel actually has to do with this manga panel, and it was something that I noticed about Guts and the castle in Griffith's mind, and how they're kind of side by side in a way.
Want me to just read it?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, that endless play begun so long ago on the cobblestones of the back alley. This is where Griffith starts out. He's a street urchin with a big dream, apparently. Pretty rare for a little kid to have such a big dream, but he has it.
Well, and to be able to further that dream as he has.
Yes, and he starts as a little kid. That pilgrimage to claim what to me was the most sacred piece of junk. We have to pause there for a second and ask the question, is this our friend Griffith reminiscing of his past? Yes. And making the claim that what he thought was a lofty goal is in fact now in his eyes junk.
The first thing I thought of is that he found something that makes his dream look minuscule to him, and that's Guts.
And that's Guts.
It's almost like when you find love and nothing else matters in your life, where it's like any dream or hope or anything, ambition, you give it up for love, where he's comparing what he thought once of as gold as nothing to him anymore. It holds no value because something else has taken more precedent and more value, and that's Guts.
And he took his eye off the prize. That has, in millions and billions of people's lives, that has caused more sadness and failure in life than anything else. You get your eye off the prize, you get your eye as a farmer off the flag that you're striving to get to for a nice straight furrow, and there's just disaster to the left and right. If we can assume that people can get a vision from God, then we have no business taking our eye off that vision. This isn't a particularly overly religious book at all, but that doesn't mean there aren't great analogies here. So if we can make this statement that his original vision was a godly vision, and that God had great plans for Griffith to be a fantastic ruler someday. We've seen the ruler of this castle, this particular castle. He's a horrible person. Griffith would have been better than that. But now he's arguably become the ultimate narcissist, because his whole focus is on me, and what I want outside of that original vision, which was arguably a big, beautiful vision.
Yeah.
All right. So he's in trouble. He's in more trouble than just being in a dungeon. People can get out of dungeons, and I hope our friend Griffith gets out in the next few panels. But if he gets out of the dungeon and is still confused about what he is supposed to do, he's doomed. He is absolutely doomed. Regarding our friend Guts, it's not like he has had a crystallization of his own vision, but at least he's taken the first step by saying to himself, where I was going is not where I'm supposed to be going. And he came to the determination that where he's supposed to be going, it will take swordsmanship. He has to be the best of the best. And he's doing everything to reach that point. It's like someone saying they want to be a great artist. If they get off the beaten path and they never purchase a bunch of paint and brushes, what hope have they of becoming a great artist? Well, next to none. So Guts is the one with at least a partial vision. I'll make a prediction, it's kind of easy, that our focus is going to go on Guts. I have no idea where it's going to take him because, heck, I'm only starting book 4. So many more videos to make. And I hope exciting ones. But it's going to be fun, exciting to follow Guts on this path. It's going to be awesome. But we just might be saying bye-bye to Griffith. If Griffith just devotes his life to getting Guts back,
not much of a dream.
Yeah, that's a puny dream.
It's kind of reminiscent of Casca's dream. I feel like Griffith, knowing that Casca's dream was just for him to acknowledge her, he felt like that was a pathetic dream. I mean, he didn't say it that harshly, but he kind of said, no one who their dream is to be underneath me can be equal to me.
Right.
And that's kind of him saying that
I agree.
You guys are like not on my level.
Right.
In a way. So I do feel like Griffith has now given up his miraculous dream for a pathetic one.
Yes, it's pathetic. He's pursuing someone who's running away, not running away from him, but leaving him behind. Mm-hmm. What utter foolishness. I don't see a positive outcome coming for Griffith, even if they rescue him safely, because he's going the wrong direction. You know, and it doesn't matter how far off he is. It might as well be 180 degrees. If you're not going the direction you're supposed to be going, you're going the opposite direction. That's the best way to look at it. And Griffith, I'm excited to start reading again tonight and to see where it's going to go, because all I can do now is just make predictions, which in an hour or so I'm going to know the answers to, but I'm having some fun. But I see disaster ahead for Griffith.